They call dabbing something else down here.
Yeah, exactly.
That's funny. I mean,
that's a bigger thing.
Even down here in like the head shops, it says right on the door, this store contains drug paraphernalia, but you can't talk about anything in there.
Can't say a word about it.
But they can talk about it on their Facebook page. It's like
we're musicians.
So you could say all of this on there. Even you're still conducting business. You shouldn't be allowed to talk.
The owners probably can't, but I'm sure on the post, anyone could say anything.
Oh no, he's talking about it, like in his reviews and stuff.
He's the sponsored owner, and in the laws of Washington, he could not.
Yeah, I think if you can't talk about it, if I can't come in, how am I supposed to explain that you need a
bowl for my weed? He's talking about his weed and promoting and smoking.
How do you say I need a bong for my shatter? I mean, without saying that. I mean,
if you need to know what you're looking for, and say that one.
Right.
That's it.
I mean,
it's ridiculous.
You gotta use innuendo. It's sort of like charades. Like first word, 2 syllables.
Should I just make it rhyme and be like I have a batter? I mean, I don't know.
I can't describe to you what I need this for, so I can't get the right thing for me.
I need a rig for something that.
I mean, there's a thing.
They make it hard.
There's a thing called lingo. When you work at jobs, you kind of learn the lingo, and when you walk into a head shop, there's a lingo. And I'm sorry, officer, if it doesn't fall into your lingo in your job, but we talk about bong, shatter, and fucking dabs and other kind of shit that we do. So this is what we talk about in my job. You talk about what you talk at your job. 10-4.
And they make it hard for someone like that to do business. But you can't make it about drug paraphernalia, but they have to put on right on their front door, this store has drug paraphernalia. It's contradicting.
Right.
It really is.
This store has drug paraphernalia. Don't say you're using it for drugs.
Yeah. I smoked
That's
out
ridiculous.
of an apple before.
Apples are great, man. When Dick Scott,
everything's a bong.
When Dick Scott changed the whole friggin' laws and illegalized pipes, I was like, everybody's freaking out. They legalized pipes and water bongs in the state of Florida, and laptops and cell phones too. Yeah, they fucked up. They're gonna go back and fix it real quick. But they legalized pipes in like July 7th of like 2014 or 13 or some stupid day. And Aaron 8 1/4 and we recorded a song and a video, and we did an animation of like everybody's freaking out about the pipes. So we're like, don't freak out, it's okay. You can find one in your local market or even in maybe a dumpster. Just find yourself an apple, carve it out, poke a little hole, apply the weed or tobacco, light it up. Yay! And it's edible, so you can get rid of the evidence. No work.
Some of these guys spend $5,000 on glass. I'm like, what?
To smoke out of an apple.
Yes.
I smoked out.
But you know what? I know what.
Those are good.
It is a hell of a craftsmanship.
It is.
It is.
And I'm supporting a local artisan that is such a old trade.
I hear you.
That I could see that.
But it's like
a 9-foot dragon of friggin' glass.
Yeah,
I paid $5 friggin' grand for that.
That's crazy. There was a guy on Live PD who got pulled over in Pasco, and he had one. And the guy's like, "Yeah, it's worth about $1,500." I'm like, $5.
Actually,
the fucking Slipknot show you buy a glass.
I remember his being a vape kit.
It's crazy.
It's vape medicine.
It's definitely come. I mean, a long way. I mean,
sure.
It's you can buy gummies. Take them. You used to not be able to smoke
the
anywhere.
Thing with the edibles, outside the medical market, and I want to get into medical versus recreational here in a second, but the medical market was great. They had 100 milligram gummies, 100 milligram taffies, and you just fucking eat it and get high, and you're like, oh, and you go to sleep, and you're excellent. Now it's 10 milligrams. You can have 10 milligram individually wrapped, and you eat it, and you're like,
yeah, you gotta eat.
Can I get another hit off that joint? I didn't get that puff pass as I normally do.
The equivalent of 7 or 10.
You have to eat 10 single candies just to get a buzz, just to get the little buzz. So the recreational market now is no longer medical. There's no medical in Washington. California, there's no medical in California. You can call it medical or you want to call it. The regulations change it because the fertilizer used to grow the plants are different. They're weaker. They'll only get a 12 to 16% yield of potency versus the 18 to 23 that we're getting because they're getting experimentative. We're going to make it potent as fuck because we want a lot of potency here. Well, you got some idiot from Utah like, I'm on a mission and I'm going to try some marijuana. Right. They go in there, they get high off their fucking minds and go wreck their car because some asshole suggested go smoke weed and drive a car. Yeah. I don't know who thought this. Oh, because they can't smoke weed in the state of Washington's shops. You have to leave the shop and go get high.
No
So
discussion on the
It's like drive-through liquor store.
it's like a drive-through liquor store.
Here's some of the medical here is up to 90% THC.
That's what there was
Medical what? The liquid?
Yeah, it's in a vaporizer.
It's usually cut with the PG gas for like the vapes he's doing. That way you can see the cloud where what he's doing, and his cloud is not as plumy. That vape gas, they cut it, and also you got flavor and terpenes. The glycol, whatever the propylene or whatever the thing it is.
This is first press.
Propylene glycol,
spectrum, full plant.
Yeah, with this company, the true.
I want to hit it once. Fucking doing all this talking.
They pretty much it's straight up. It's cut with. They tell you what it's cut with. Some of it's got olive oil, but we'll take a break.
So the medical, the medical side of things here, they changed the price of it. So when you're buying weed out there, if you have a medical card, you just don't pay state taxes.
Right.
You're getting weaker weed. It's shittier. You don't get to go in a back room and pick medical weed because this is the better medical corner of the room. There's no difference. It's the same fucking weed. You're just paying tax free. They've taken out the medicinal is gone. It's illegal to say medicinal or medicine on it. It's illegal to say organic.
It's not doctor.
You can grow it. It better fucking be organic. Everything out there is organic.
You can't say it's organic.
Yeah, just like anything else labeled organic.
So now you can't go in a head shop and say shatter, and then you can't go in a dispensary and say medical.
And you really shouldn't say the M word. It's crazy. It's the C word now.
Yes,
cannabis.
This is true.
Yeah. Marijuana is the bad name.
Except cannabis.
Marijuana originally was a smear campaign anyway.
Yes.
Because marijuana is a combination of two other chemicals that historically isn't even pot. They started using that during the reefer madness shit. So.
But it's against hemp.
Thank you, Ryan.
And it was against hemp for industry, mostly the petroleum, paper, pharmaceutical.
Yep.
And
so if you guys watch Bill Nye the Science Guy, we're going to take a break. Watch Bill Nye the Science Guy. We'll be back. Season 2, episode 1, he talks about marijuana.
Does he?
It's amazing. He kind of goes off topic about this last 8 minutes of the show. He gets Kevin Smith in there too. It's great. He talks about it, and Kevin Smith's like, I quit smoking cigarettes to start smoking more pot.
That's what I did.
He's like, people are like, so does it make you more creative? He's like, well, look at everything I've done 38 years ago versus what I've done now.
That's funny.
And I believe it makes you live longer, and that's the reason why the government don't like it.
It lowers your inhibitions. It lets you talk, and we can have a good conversation at this meeting.
Another reason they don't like it is because they make a lot of money from big oil, big pharma.
Absolutely.
Policing it too.
Yeah, and policing it.
Recycling.
There's more money in keeping it
They
legal.
think there's more money in policing.
So the
but
answer
if they
is
taxed it. There'd be a lot more fucking money for the state.
Imagine it being a free tax environment, locally produced.
Thank you, Chris.
Done and waste.
In my opinion, it should be black market and decriminalized.
Yes.
Yep, I hear
Exactly.
you. I hear
Just
you.
like music. Just like my music is. I play my music for free. I want to share my weed with everyone.
I kind of
want
like
to grow it and I'll share it.
to know where it's grown rather than it coming from like fucking
Exactly.
Mexico or Iraq, but that's the only bad part.
I like oils. I don't want someone blowing up their house making it.
Right.
I want it done in an industrial setting.
A sterile environment.
We have an explosive proof room.
Safe.
Some of these places don't even let you walk in their grow rooms because it has to stay sterile. I mean,
Well,
you have
you gotta
to
get suits. You put suits on. Put suits on. Yeah, but if you go into a farm, previously that day, because I worked at a lab, and I would go farm to farm. And the first farm I would go to, she asked me, have you been to any farms today? I'm like, no, I haven't, but thank you for asking. I appreciate you actually taking the time and considering that I've been around.
Right.
But I'm going to another farm after this,
because
so I'm
you
going to
could
keep
be
that in
spreading
mind.
some type of
Mites.
bacteria.
Mites.
Right.
But they use they can use a couple of different things. Some people use ladybugs, a natural mite defense, and it's beautiful. Ladybugs. Who hates ladybugs? Come on, right? So grow some pot plants, get some ladybugs, put them in your closet, and everybody's happy.
Yeah.
Stop drinking alcohol and beating your wife.
Dude, all that hubbub over a plant. Think
Yeah.
about it.
And opiates, man. 88% less deaths in Washington. I mean, Florida's like, why don't we try it?
California's projected to make $5.1 billion.
California's projected to make $5.1 billion in 2018.
It took $300 million they made the first year weed was recreational, $800 million the second year and $1.2 million they made in the third year weed's been recreational. That's straight from the LCB saying that's what they made overall, the all price of weed.
And they're so dumb that they think they're not letting these people put the money in banks and shit. That's all money they're losing because they can't.
So, to my point, if the goal of capitalism is profit, where the fuck is everybody? Why the fuck are these people fucking around? Excuse my language.
But you can let someone go and drink and they can get up and go to work in the morning and be fine. But that person that smokes weed, which is, to me, way better than drinking,
sure,
gets penalized. And even with the medical card here, you still, if you get hurt at work, you're still on the hook because it's federally against the law.
We have universal health care for dialysis, if I'm not mistaken. Dialysis is provided by the government for people who who fuck their livers up drinking.
Right.
So
right.
we can't smoke a fucking plant at our leisure. Like, give me a fucking break.
That has medicinal qualities to it.
That's the point. They say that it opens up, parts of your mind that make you less apt to fucking bullshit in general. So it's all a form of control. But at this point, if I don't mean to take a jab at anybody with a capital R in parentheses next to their name, but at this point, it's like if the main goal of capitalism is to make profit and be successful, then at this point, for weed to be illegal, it's just out of spite.
Yeah, and a lot of this shit that's come about in the past few days is just to divert the attention off other shit that's going on. So, all right, we're going to make an uproar with this, so this shit goes under the carpet a little bit easier. Because there's been other shit on the news that's... Exactly. There's been more important shit on there, so... I think tactically that's what they're doing this recent uproar.
I will say the state of West Virginia will never, ever go legal. And the reason why is the powers that be that control the laws there run the drugs there.
But that's a lot of the reason.
They are making that profit you can invite to the community is already in the community. And they like it the way it is. They're controlling it the way it is.
They're cursed to
They have massive junkies. You want to create junkies in your community, which in some weird demented government way you can do.
Of course.
Take away the pot in the area.
Give them bad weed.
Give them no other options. Give them bad weed. Give them no other options but to go do what else they would want to do as a drug addict. If I have weed, I don't go for nothing else.
See,
as long as I have weed,
there was a thing where one of the DEA came out and said, "There's no one out there going out and smoking weed and making robberies. They're going out buying a bag of chips and going home to chill. People driving around drunk are fucking killing people. I could smoke." And I could drive like a motherfucker. It don't change, not that I do that.
Hopefully nobody's listening, but I drive high all the time. I'm sorry. I put 180,000 miles on my car stoned every fucking mile. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the country 3 times around, baked out my freaking mind.
But speaking about bad weed in West Virginia, and if you're smoking recreational weed as a missionary guy from Utah, and you smoke really shitty weed, you're gonna be like, didn't really get high from it. Let me go be productive. We've just lost another potential pot smoker. What are they doing to us?
Good weed is shit.
You gotta get good weed, bro. Don't go into the stores. It's a trick.
I don't know. I see a lot of good things to come of it, but I mean,
when I was in Colorado, I think now I know why the weed in the shops were worse than the weed that I got from my friends, because they were growing with better fertilizer. Now that I think about it, they hit them with the recreational regulations on that, so that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's definitely. I think they should just fucking get over it.
California's in for a rude awakening. They're gonna run out of weed real quick.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
And all these people, it turns you into fucking please. I never wanted to do heroin. I make my own choice. I don't let fucking weed say, oh, now you got to try heroin. Get the fuck out of here.
Right? No.
Bill,
if you didn't have it as an option, you may be thinking about other things at some point in your life.
Right. No, I hear you.
I'm going to touch back on Bill Nye the Science Guy, because I'm a big fan of Bill Nye, and I'm from Washington. It's a thing. He's got this thing where he talked about marijuana on his show, and he's like, I'm not against marijuana. I'm against it when I I was ultimately against it when I played Ultimate Frisbee in college. Yes, there I said it. I played Ultimate Frisbee in college, and I had a college Ultimate Frisbee team, and we were the rocket scientists. And he talked about how they came to practice in all their games